Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of the universe, this is Roster Watch. My name is Alex Dunlap. I'm joined by Cody Carpentier, and today it's a big day, a big fun Tuesday here on the channel, and we're going to be going through a 5-round rookie mock draft. Cody, is this going to be one quarterback, super flex, tight end premium, anything like that? Just regular? What are we doing?
Let's do one quarterback. We did one quarterback about a month ago. We did super flex. We've done premium. Let's go back to one QB. This will probably be our last rookie mock for this style before the draft. What you think?
And an interesting twist on this one. Our good friend Kyle Krabs, who works for does a bunch of stuff, but he also works for the 33rd team. He put out yesterday his 7-round mock draft. So a twist on this, we're going to be using Kyle's landing spots for these guys. And just like we did for Kuiper in the 3-round mock that we did the other day. And the reason that we're going to do this is because, for one, you know, we've done a bunch of rookie mocks without landing spots and stuff like that. You've seen a bunch of this content around. But the day after the NFL draft's over, we're going to have the Dynasty rookie cheat sheet up at RosterWatch.com. And it's not going to look much like these mocks, because at that point we're going to have landing spot to take into consideration and draft capital to take into consideration. And so for this exercise, it can show us how things might be different after the actual NFL draft, because of course they're going to throw us some curveballs. I feel like this one, Cody, the one that Kyle put out, I'd hate some of these landing spots, right? And so like it'll maybe show us like how much guys could fall due to bad landing spots, how much guys could rise due to good landing spots and or unexpected draft capital, how just the structure of how we've liked to draft so far, with taking a bunch of running backs through the rounds 2, 3, 4, I guess in this case 5, if that's going to be sustainable now that we know where they were drafted and where they went in the draft. Of course, this isn't really where they're going to go, but it should go to show how things can change. So I guess with all that, we should probably get started if we're going to get through 5 rounds of this.
All right. You got the 101, one quarterback, no premium at the quarterback or at the tight end position. And we'll see if we can get through 5 rounds here.
All right. So we have Ashton Jeanty going to the Las Vegas Raiders. That's been sort of the chalk. That'll be my number 1 pick here. I think no matter where he lands, he's going to be the number 1 pick.
All right. I think so too. Listening to a podcast before we got on here with a good friend, Rich Rebar, and he was saying he believes in this pre-draft process, at least going in, that there's a very large gap between Jeanty and Hampton. I didn't know that was a consensus thought. I know a lot of people love Jeanty and think that he's pretty clear-cut, like the best running back in this class. But, man, I feel like the more we listen in and talk to these, different people and hear from these different places, that Hampton's actually a lot closer to the Jeanty pool, kind of like that Jahmyr Gibbs-Bijan thing. Like, they weren't as far apart as many thought. So I'm going to go Omari and Hampton here too.
It's just that's the difference between guys who are, I think that there's just always it's kind of where we're always a little bit different from the, regular fantasy sites. We do all the scouting work and all the eval work and stuff like that. And some of the people that we listen to and some of the things that we have access to are it's a little bit different, man. Hampton, there's not a giant chasm between Jeanty and Hampton. They're both really, really good. So yeah, I think that Omari and Hampton there, he goes to the Denver Broncos with round 1 draft capital as well. Only 2 running backs going in the first round of this one. So we get to pick 3, and I'm gonna stick with running backs. I'm gonna go. So Krabs has Travion Henderson going to the Chicago Bears at pick 41 in the 2nd round. Travion will be my pick here, and I know you hate it, Cody, but I do love the idea of Travion Henderson being Ben Johnson's next Jahmyr Gibbs.
To me, it's just the redundancy. It's like I've never understood the theory that a Jeanty or a Henderson makes the most sense for Chicago. I've always been of the Hampton or Caleb Johnson makes a lot more sense to kind of play that David Montgomery role in the Ben Johnson offense with a Swift who's still under contract that can stay there. So that's kind of the direction I would go. This is where my question comes up at 4. is he does not have Quinshon Judkins as the 4th, the 5th, or the 6th running back off the board in this draft. Judkins falls to 87 overall to the Green Bay Packers.
See, this is where things like this are going to happen.
Yes. So Caleb Johnson was his next
Terrible
back
landing
off.
spot and worse
Yep.
draft cap. It's a bad landing spot and it's worse draft capital than we had hoped for.
Yeah, and Caleb Johnson was his other back off in round 2, and he goes to Washington. And I like Caleb, but they got Brian Robinson, and as much as we don't love Brian Robinson, they've played Brian Robinson when he's healthy. And I think if you put Caleb in there year 1, I want year 1 output from a top 4 pick, and I don't think I'm getting it here from Caleb Johnson. Bashal Tutin's interesting. He was the next back off to Cleveland, pick 67 early in the 3rd round there. Again, probably fine, but
you got
he going to step in and be that much better than Jerome Ford? I don't think so. So I'm not going to go there. I'm going to pass.
And Cody, in this, we have to consider too, like if this mock is the real world, Jaden Blue in this mock goes in the 6th round to Cleveland as well. So it's Blue and Tootin both going in there.
Well, that's just bad mocking.
I don't think it's I don't think it's bad to have 2 backs go to Cleveland in this draft. It's a great running back class, and they have nothing behind Jerome Ford. They probably need to take 2.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, they have Pierce Strong and Jerome Ford, but I don't know. I don't get the theory behind either of those back choices, but it is what it is. I'm going to go receiver. Interesting landing spots here. Cowboys go Ted McMillan at 12. Golden goes to the Seahawks at 18 from Texas. Emeka Egbuka gets that first round draft capital to like the flat circle-list spot in the draft, which was Emeka Egbuka tied to CJ Stroud in Houston. Christian Kirk is in Houston. So I love the spot. I love the target share I'm going to get in PPR. Is that the guy I want to use that 4th overall pick on? I don't know. I don't want to say I would. 35th overall for Luther Burden to Tennessee. It sounds putrid. But Calvin Ridley's 30 years old, 32 years old, 31 years old, whatever he is. And Luther Burden's going to walk into Tennessee and be that receiver that is going to play the Xavier Restrepo role with dynamism for Cam Ward. I think there's a few spots if he gets to, respectable draft capital. If he falls out of the top 45, 50, 55, I think I might lose some of my gas, some more gas on Luther Burden.
But we know his draft capital is 35 to Tennessee.
And so I'm taking Luther Burden, 35th overall to the Tennessee Titans as my 104.
Okay, well, I'm going to take what I see as just sort of a layup here as far as just what the chalk would be, but
remember, for those listening, I know people are going, what? Remember, yours truly had Luther Burden wide receiver 1 a month ago, and I've come down because of his hand size. And I think that this whole group is so close enough that if you look at the landing spots here with Ted McMillan, who's now going to be, the T. Higgins situation opposite of CeeDee Lamb, Matthew Golden, who's got Kupp and JSN and backs to deal with, plus a relationship with Sam Darnold that needs to be built. And you have Emeka Egbuka competing with Nico Collins in Houston. I think Nico Collins, I could probably tell myself a story and take Emeka Egbuka here over Luther, but I want the dynamism. That's why I'm going Luther. Again, was my wide receiver 1, just for clarification for those listening.
Here at the 5th pick, I'm going to take Ted McMillan, number 12 overall to the Dallas Cowboys. I would have taken him over Burden. Like Ted better than Burden anyway, like the draft capital better anyway. And it's still yet to be, I at least know that Dak Prescott, for whatever flaws he might have or whatever flaws might be perceived, I know that he can be, at least something of a talent elevator. So I'm going to go Ted McMillan here, the locked in number 2. And like you said, if it's a T. Higgins type of deal, I'm perfectly fine with that here at pick 5.
Even at 5, like my brain goes this direction. Like I totally agree with you. I like the Ted McMillan in the T. Higgins role here. It just doesn't get me I think I like the idea of more upside, and I think there's more upside. That's why I went the direction I did. But I totally get it, and I tend to probably agree with you. It's probably going to be consensus. He'll be the 4th overall player if he goes to the Cowboys. 6th overall, I'm going to go receiver. I'm going to go with Emeka Egbuka, the one I just said I was about to tell you a story for to go over Luther. I'm going to take Egbuka and those PPR points because this is PPR. I'm going to take him in Houston connected to his old pal, CJ Stroud, for the next decade.
Man. Yeah, that is his buddy. So we have Matthew Golden went to Seattle, but that is first round draft capital, top 18 draft capital.
How sexy is that weaponry for Sam Darnold?
I mean, it's quite strong. I mean, it's dude, JSN, Cup, and Golden.
Plus Ken Walker, Charbonnet, and
Yeah, man.
you know,
He's certainly not set up. He's not set up to fail. You know, if he fails, it'll mean that Kevin O'Connell is just the GOAT. This gets tough, dude. I mean, as far as the tight end landing spots here, I'm not going to go a tight end, but we do have round 1 draft capital for Tyler Warren to the Colts, Colston Loveland to the Chargers. If things fell like this, I think that, I mean, I guess I go back to running back. I'm not taking Bashal Tootin here. If
oh my gosh,
I'm not. But here's the thing: it's like, do I take Golden? Would Golden? Does Golden have any chance to be the wide receiver 2?
Golden takes out Marcus Valdez-Scantling. It can't.
Well, right.
The 3 wide receiver set has to be Golden, JSN, and Cup. You can't have.
No, I get that. I get that.
Cup in the slot, JSN predominantly outside.
I'm down to between Golden and Caleb Johnson, Washington Commanders. And I'm going with Caleb Johnson. Give me Caleb Johnson. I've never been a Brian Robinson guy. Give me on the Jaden Daniels offense. This is Dynasty. I know you want year 1 production, but it is what it is. You're going Golden with the next pick.
As soon as you turn that card in, I'm right up on your tail. I'm right up on your tail, and I'm turning that Golden card in here at 8. A guy that, right now, or I should say, a week ago, pre-draft, we perceived him as we graded him as our number 1 wide receiver. So I love Golden here. Think he'll get those wide receiver 1-2 sets, opposite JSN when JSN's outside. So as much as we love Cup and he's the golden son, he's on the back. He's not even on his back 9. He's on he's finishing up the 18. He's almost done. So just be honest with ourselves here. The future is JSN and Golden.
The Dallas Cowboys did not do anything in this draft besides at the running back position, besides take RJ Harvey, who got the best landing spot of anybody, but it's round 5 draft capital.
What do you think of that draft capital? I don't really agree with it, but
we're saying that this is reality. And
no, I know, but I'm saying I think
we're not going to agree with the NFL's draft capital that they give these guys either, right?
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I think it's bad draft capital. I don't understand why he fell this far.
Yes, but this is the reality that we're living in.
I know, but I'm saying I don't understand why he fell this far.
And you might not understand it on draft day.
It's like Brendan Rice. Last year.
I think so the 3 players left right now with day 2 draft capital at the running back position are Bashal Tootin to Cleveland, Dylan Sampson to Pittsburgh, and I love Dylan Sampson, Quinshon Judkins to the Green Bay Packers. And with all this stuff over the last few days with Nico Yamaliava and him leaving Tennessee and all that, it's made me just revisit how important Dylan Sampson was to that Tennessee offense last year in the SEC, right? Wasn't he the leading rusher in the SEC?
Yes.
Sure seemed like it. Every time you turned it on, he's breaking off big runs. gosh.
He outrushed Jarquez Hunter by 290 for first place.
Jarquez Hunter with an interesting landing spot. I forgot where he was. Would he go to the Chargers? Yeah, I think that.
Chargers in the 5th.
Do
You
I
didn't
want
take Dylan Sampson here?
No, I mean, how much longer is Josh? When can they get out of Josh Jacobs' contract in Green Bay?
Probably after this year.
Let's see. So that I know he signed that. It was a 4-year deal. I'm not sure, man. Looks like he's got no. There's a potential out as early as yeah. So after this year, there's a potential out as early as this year. Yeah, dude. I mean, certainly, dude. Once he gets to 2026, that's going to be a. So he was a $5 million cap hit last year. This year he's going to be up to 11. Next year he's going to be a 15 million cap hit at age 20. At age 28, give me Quinshawn here, and going to hold on to him for 1 year, and he's just going to be the best. And do you know what that is? If that happens, it's just like Marshawn Lloyd freezes over and turns into complete dust.
Yeah, I was going to say curtains for your boy Marshawn.
Yeah,
Marshawn calves.
Your boy Marshawn, Darren McFadden chicken legs.
All right, 110. I don't like anything here on the board.
This is how it could go, dude.
So I'm going Colston Loveland.
Really?
Colston Loveland in Los Angeles, attached to Justin Herbert, a Lad McConkey action. This is, if anything was going to be close, now hear me out. If anything's going to be close to what we saw last year from Double B's, that went from Georgia to Las Vegas and set all the records, if anything's going to be close this year at the tight end position, it would have to be Colston Loveland going to the Chargers, being attached to Justin Herbert with no true alpha. The alphas are going to be target hogs in Ladd and Colston Loveland. I'm going to take Loveland here at 10.
Okay. All right. Give me Dylan Sampson, Pittsburgh, 3rd round. So day 2 draft capital for my guy, Dylan Sampson. And we'll hope that Jaylen Warren just keeps doing what he always does and gets all the hype and does not live up to expectations.
All right. Last pick of round 1. I'm going to take your boy and your favorite landing spot, Jalen Noel, to the Carolina Panthers to be the next Amon-Ra St. Brown. He gets 2nd round draft capital from Iowa State. He goes 57th overall to those Carolina Panthers who have the need for some dynamo piece here. Hey, this is the one that could land there and could take over the whole receiver room.
At 201, I'm going to do what I always do at 201. It feels like no matter what happens, give me RJ Harvey here. I want RJ Harvey, the new starting running back for the Dallas Cowboys. But dude, you might need to, I don't know. If this happened like this, you might even need to, I think this is where it's sensible to take him. It's hard to take a guy with 5th round draft capital in the
first. This is definitely
round.
The ceiling if he goes in the 5th round.
But right, I'm going to take RJ Harvey, my guy RJ Harvey, at what his ceiling would be. I don't think you could take I don't think you take 5th round draft capital in the 1st round. But the situation's so good, the player here was undervalued and fell too far. So give me RJ Harvey.
All right, a guy that is not a number 1, but in his new offense in the 3rd round with 3rd round draft capital, Trey Harris can be the number 1 receiver in that room outside of Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker.
Because the Raiders took him in the 3rd round.
Didn't I say that?
Maybe I didn't.
Okay, it's fine. He's going to be the number 1 in this receiver room with Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker in Las Vegas because Bowers is the number 1. He's the alpha in the offense. But this is your true 2. He's a true 2. Like I think a lot of these guys are in this class. Trey Harris goes to the Raiders here. Pick 60. What the hell was it? Pick 68, early 3rd round draft capital. I don't love this whatsoever, but in that offense, I think it works.
Give me Bashal Tootin here, Cleveland Browns, third round draft capital, day 2 draft capital. As we mentioned earlier, with the way that this thing fell, only what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys with day 1 or day 2 draft capital here. The last one remaining on the board, Bashal Tootin. I don't love it, considering that Jaden Blue also winning this one to Cleveland, as we mentioned earlier, round 6. But with that being said, Tootin 4.32, game-breaking speed, still a pretty good offensive line. And that's where we're going here.
All right, 204. Some of these running back spots really have you
shaking your head and saying, man, what could have been?
Yeah.
We're not going to get the immediate impact. It's still going to be a good class eventually.
I'm just going to take Tyler Warren. This team, for me, this is 204. He went 14th overall in the first round. This will be the last skill position player that was a first-round draft pick. Here he's going to go 204 to Team D, which I also have Luther Burden on for this draft. Tyler Warren, Indianapolis Colts, Team D, 204.
All right. So we have here, I mean, you have Damian Martinez falling to a good spot here with the Kansas City Chiefs. Scadaboo, it's a bad spot, I think, to the Carolina Panthers. He's eventually going to have Jonathan Brooks to deal with there on a long-term scale. And, of course, he'll have this year Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle to deal with. It's not good for DJ Giddens to San Francisco. It's not great for Jarquez Hunter to Los Angeles Chargers. Plus, we're not getting in now to here to fifth and sixth round draft capital with these guys. I don't really want to take a quarterback here. The wide receivers that I would be considering here, I don't love. I mean, I normally would consider maybe Jaden Higgins here, but he goes to the Patriots. Jack Best to the Lions is maybe a little bit interesting. I wonder how he fits in.
You have Tet on this team already at the 105.
Man, give me. I mean, Damian Martinez to Kansas City feels like it might be the way to go. But it's still day 3 draft capital. And if we just consider but see, Devin Neal to Philadelphia is terrible. Brashard Smith and Ollie Gordon both going to Baltimore. Give me Damian Martinez here at Kansas City. Can't believe I'm already feeling gross about picks just in the second round.
One thing I forgot about. Travis Hunter's not in this mock.
Oh, right. We'll just leave Travis Hunter out because he was drafted as a corner, and we just pulled the other ones.
Okay. All right. 205. You went Damian Martinez, Kansas City Chiefs running back. 206. Team F. I have Emeka Egbuka. I'm taking a first-round quarterback. I'm going with the guy that has the best weaponry in an offense that I think under Arthur Smith can succeed with these weapons, with the backs. They drafted Dylan Sampson as well. Jackson Dart, Pittsburgh Steelers, pick 21. There's no Aaron Rodgers in the way. Jackson Dart, 206, first quarterback off the board.
If you're breaking the seal on quarterbacks, just give me Cam Ward. I'll take the guy that was taken number 1 overall and has Luther Burden now and Calvin Ridley.
How is it cockamamie to take Dart first in this situation?
Maybe.
Would you just sit? Would you if you were hypothetically sitting in that spot, would you just sit back, wait? Maybe you're picking at 212, you just kind of hold your cards. If you like Dart, the landing spot's nice.
In a one quarterback dynasty league, typically what I'm doing is I'm not gonna be even really drafting quarterbacks in rookie drafts.
The only guy I really want is Milrow in one quarterback, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's a guy like that's the kind of that's exactly the kind of player that I would generally take and just hope to get later. But you feel like right here, so I look around, I don't really like any of this stuff. I think Cam Ward's pretty legit good. I'm still worried. You know, it's kind of like the devil I don't know versus the devil I've kind of gotten to know over the process in Jackson Dart, where at every step, Senior Bowl combine, I'm just like, dude, just give me something. Like, just show me something here, dude.
Fair. Feel the same way. At the 208, I'm going to go Jarquez Hunter. 5th round, just after RJ Harvey. Jarquez Hunter goes to the Los Angeles Chargers behind Najee. I would have taken him ahead of Martinez personally.
Okay. How about dude, give me DJ Giddens here, San Francisco 49ers. I feel like that situation is going to clear itself up quicker than the situation in Carolina is going to clear itself up for Cam Scattaboo.
I think you're probably right. I'll stick at running back. Trevor Etienne getting 6th-round draft capital is not what I expected. Kind of anticipated 3rd or 4th round, but to the Vikings, with Jordan Mason there for the next year, maybe 2, and Aaron Jones there for the next year, maybe 2. Etienne has the abilities to come in day 1, beat out Ty Chandler, and earn some goal line carries. So I'll take Trevor Etienne at the end of the second, 210.
I think right here I'm taking Cam Scattaboo.
You're gonna take him eventually. I wasn't gonna take him.
Yeah, give me Cam. Give me Scat, dude. Give me the big dog. We'll see. It's like, I guess if I'm trying to paint myself a story, it's like how long can Chuba really stick around? And I mean, you have back to back ACL tears for Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go Jaden Higgins here at the end of the second, 212. I've wanted to take this guy for a couple spots, but Jaden Higgins gets end of 2nd-round draft capital, or actually early 2nd-round draft capital, 38th overall. Read that wrong to begin with. To the Patriots, he's gonna go play opposite Stephon Diggs. The assumption is he goes in there and beats out Jalen Polk and Javon Baker. He's got abilities to be an alpha beta, where he's an alpha, but he's really not. He's kind of like a Nico or a Cedric Tillman. Probably more closer to a Cedric Tillman than a Nico, but just like a guy that has alpha size, but not quite that ability and that dynamism that I look for.
Can you scroll for the YouTubes? Can you scroll that down a little bit? All right, thank you. Give me all right. I'll take Mason. I'll take my first tight end I've taken. I'll take Mason Taylor here to the Denver Broncos. We know that they've had a tight end need. We know that they addressed it with Evan Ingram, but Evan Ingram's getting up there in age. Mason Taylor's an awesome player. Love a Sean Payton offense. Loved being connected with the young quarterback that should be there a good while. So I'll take Mason Taylor here.
I love the start to my team right here. 302. At the 102, I got Amari and Hampton. At the 202, I got Trey Harris. At the 302, I'm taking Ollie Gordon to back up Derrick Henry and learn the ways of the big dog, even though he's not nearly as big as Derrick Henry. He's got, interestingly in common playing styles, and it could really help him to sit there for a year and learn from Derrick Henry. 3rd round, once was looked at as a top back in the class. I'll take Ollie OG right here, 302.
With 2nd-round draft capital here, give me Elijah Arroyo to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He stays at home in Florida, and he only really has Brenton Strange to compete with for playing time as a rookie. We know he's a beast. He's a unit. No Evan Ingram there. Good, good new offensive-minded head coach. I think that Arroyo is a good pick here at the beginning of the 3rd.
Gosh, I don't want to do that, actually. I was going to do it, but I'm not going to do it. Give me Jalen Milrow. 304. I got Burden.
So
I got
because
Tyler
because
Warren. I'll
Milrow
take
went to the
Jalen
Giants.
Milrow with second round draft capital to the New York Giants, 34th overall. Not the pick I want to make. I'll make the next pick I want to make, but I couldn't go redundant with this roster.
I think right now I'm going to go with the highest remaining draft capital available here with the wide receiver. The wide receiver 7 in the draft, second round draft capital, pick 60. I don't know how it's going to work, but I have faith in Jack Besh here, Detroit Lions. Take the player that I love the most of the remaining wide receivers, who's going to a really good offense.
I like it. 306 on my Jackson Dart and Emeka Egbuka team. I'm going to take Harold Fannin Jr. to the Jets in the fourth round, pick 110. Sorry, early fourth round. A guy that people love, and a situation that people want to see Tyler Warren go to in the first round. Harold Fannin goes in the fourth and immediately is fulfilled with targets.
This starts to get weird, Cody. I don't love any of this stuff.
You got to draft, man. You can't just quit in the middle of a draft. I guess you could trade out, but
did you already take Trevor Etienne to the Vikings?
Yeah.
I hate Brashard Smith to the Ravens because they love Justice Hill there, and he plays that same role. And what are you going to wait? You wait another year, possibly 2 to take over the Justice Hill role. That's miserable. Devin Neal to Philly. Eventually, that'll be some kind of battle with Will Shipley. I mean, or who knows? Saquon. Who knows how long he's going to be able to go?
Yeah.
None of the remaining running backs. I mean, if we're just going based on talent, I guess I would go ahead and take Devin Neal or Jaden Blue. Give me Jaden Blue, dude. Just bet on him establishing himself and being his own dynamic self if he can just hold on to the football there in Cleveland.
All right. I think I pasted that in wrong. Idiot. What am I doing here? All right. Jaden Blue goes off 307 to Alex. 308. The fall of Shador stops here. I think he's going to get an opportunity on day one to start for these Saints here, going 9th overall to the Saints. It is what it is, man. I got Caleb Johnson this team. I got Cam Ward already. No, you got Cam Ward. Sorry, I got Jarquez Hunter with this team. Don't love it, but it's late third round for a top 10 pick.
Give me the last guy with second round draft capital for the Chiefs, Alec Iamanair. He could maybe fit into the role that they had possibly envisioned for a DeAndre Hopkins, a guy who can't really separate, but who can work the sidelines, win some of those jump balls, do some of that stuff. And with all the speed that they've added, it could open things. I think it's gonna benefit Rashee Rice the most, but it could also benefit a guy like Iamanair. And second round draft capital is nothing to sneeze at. He probably should have gone a little earlier.
Coming into the draft, I really loved Kyle Williams and thought that there was potential for him to get into a landing spot and really grow. But the Jets in the third round doesn't feel right when they just gave Lazard a restructured contract to play outside, and Garrett Wilson kind of plays the same spot that Kyle should. I'm going to go Jalen Royals, pick 93, third round to the New Orleans Saints. He's going to play with some Chris Olave action and Shador Sanders. So we'll ride with Jalen Royals out of Utah State here from pick 93 overall.
I'm staying with the day 2 draft capital. I'm going with Savion Williams here to the San Francisco 49ers. I think that's kind of a savvy pick for a mock because he does feel to me as somebody who could come in and play a Deebo Samuel type of role.
I love that. I love that. Any other receivers I like here? Gosh.
There are plenty that I kind of like. I just don't love the landing spots.
How about Restrepo?
Yeah, I was going to take him next.
How about Restrepo in that Christian Kirk role?
Stepping into the Christian Kirk role.
Yeah, give me a 312. Give me Restrepo staying in Florida at 312. He comes off the board at pick 142, early 5th round. Restrepo and his 5040 falls to 312.
5040. Yeah. I mean, this is the point where it's like we talked about earlier. We're not allowed. We're only allowed to pick from this pool that was drafted in this mock from Kyle Krabs, right? 7-round mock. But this is, I mean, I would take Taj Brooks and UDFA Taj Brooks here over one of the others.
I think I agree.
But with that being said, I got to pick from what's available to me here. Lots of good players. How about who else went to give me Torrey Horton. Going to the Patriots. It's a bad spot, especially with Jaden Higgins going there. But Torrey Horton's a good player. He's a player that we all like. Consensus top 10 for roster watch, and connected with the young, good signal caller for the duration here. It isn't elite, but it's 4th round.
That was my next pick. So we just double sniped each other. 402. I'm going to head down to South Beach, pick 135 overall in the 4th round. In a wide receiver room full of Ferraris, I'm going to add a Tesla, Isaac Tesla.
Okay.
Isaac Tesla here in the 4th round, 402 to the Dolphins.
Okay. Yeah. Is it? You know what, man? I mean, at this point, I don't know what to do. Of the running backs that are left on the board, I think I like Devin Neal the best. I think his situation is among the worst.
He's the two. Well, Shipley's there too.
Yeah. But he could fight off Shipley. Give me Devin Neal here going to the Philadelphia Eagles in the 5th round. Well, let's hear your sexy pick coming up next.
Move over, Mark Andrews. You're gone. Isaiah Likely's the new tight end 1. I'm taking Gunnar Helm here, 91st overall in the 3rd round to the Baltimore Ravens to be the next Mark Andrews, so that when Likely's contract comes up, they boot him to the side. They get some sick value on a Gunnar Helm that is perceived to be slow, but he's not really.
Oh, I didn't even think about this one. What about T. Ferg, man? Terrence Ferguson staying with tight ends, 3rd round draft capital here to Philly.
Did they trade Goddard?
We've heard all the we've heard that is in the possibly in the offing. So let's get that done, man. Give me Terrence Ferguson.
I was keeping my eye on that. I was going to try and rattle off a couple tight ends here. I was going to do it earlier, but I had the Tyler Warren team. I was like, I don't want to go tight end here yet. 406. I'm going to go Kyle Benungai, the running back from Rutgers. He's going to go to New England. He's going to be competing with some donkeys in Ramondre Stevenson. Benungai, undersized running back from Rutgers. I'll just take him here. I think he ran like a 4.60 at 211 pounds. It's not great, but this is what we're doing here. We're shooting, we're throwing darts over the wall at the circus. That's what we're trying to do here.
Give me Kyle Williams. This is a guy that if he would have fallen to a better spot than the New York Jets, he probably would have gone in the 2nd or early 3rd round of this draft. Who knows how long Justin Fields is going to be there? Who knows if Justin Fields can actually help?
How long can Justin Fields hold off Quinn Ewers in the 5th round?
I forgot Quinn went to the Jets in the 5th. I don't know. He might be able to hold off Quinn for a little while.
All right. 3rd round draft capital receiver, the last one. I'm going to go 408, Ty Felton to the Rams. Kind of a sneaky spot here. He gets to kind of sit and learn from Devontae Adams for a year. And and we'll see what happens from there. But late fourth, Ty Felton had himself a good pre-draft process. I think he ran something like a 4.37 at 186 pounds. I think he's got a good build. He had a good profile, so I'll take him here. 408.
Do you know what, man? Give me pieces connected to Jaden Daniels and give me fast ones. Give me Chim Dike to the Washington Commanders in the 6th round, the wide receiver out of Florida. Good wheels. Just basically your cardboard cutout of your, SEC just average wide receiver. See if he can do something there with Daniels and McLaurin and Debo. And if this were to happen, this is the kind of stuff we were talking about with the McLaurin, if possibly being a dynasty sell. If you're a McLaurin acquirer, this is the kind of pickup that doesn't worry you the same way as if they would have done something earlier. But you feel like he could come in. He's going to be better than Olamide Zaccheaus or a Noah Brown or something like that.
One of my favorite picks here through this whole draft, pick 108, round 4 draft capital at the quarterback position. Will Howard goes to the Raiders. I'm going to take him here at the 410. This team has Colston Loveland, Trevor Etienne, Jalen Royals. Give me Will Howard. Again, this team is drafting 10th, so that means I probably lost in the semifinals. Will Howard, quarterback, Las Vegas Raiders, over 1,100 rushing yards in his career, 26 touchdowns on the ground, and he's in the Chip Kelly offense. He gets to work with Chip Kelly behind Geno. If Geno goes down, he just all of a sudden got some real possibilities here with Will Howard stepping in as soon as 2025.
Can you scroll down a little bit so I can? Okay. I mean, give me Jordan James staying in the Pacific Northwest there, going to the Seattle Seahawks. The jury is still way out, it feels like, on Charbonnet. They always have situations where Ken Walker gets hurt, and where we're seeing these guys like in the past, the DJ Dallas is the world, Travis Homers. I know that those aren't current guys, but like there's been weeks in DFS and Dynasty where you've been able to plug these dudes in and have them help you for a week. And Jordan James is a talented guy, didn't test particularly well, but good player, good college player, Pacific Northwest. Reminds you a little bit, just, I mean, coming out, people probably feel about the same way as Bucky Irving whenever he was coming out. You're like, so throwing a dart here, we'll go Jordan James in Seattle. Just not a guy I love, and the landing spot that I think is just miserable. But
all right, we are at the 412. I'm going to go round 5, wide receiver, Chicago Bears. Someone's got to fill that Keenan Allen role. It's going to be Jalen Lane from Virginia Tech going to the Bears. Jalen Lane, interesting here, 5'9", 191, ran a 4.34. His wingspan is just an inch and a half shorter than Tet McMillan, who's 6'4". This guy's 5'9". So give me Jalen Lane with them long arms. Great dude we saw down at the Senior Bowl. Give me Jalen Lane 412.
Could Kyle McCord come in and push to start in Cleveland if they don't do anything?
Yeah. Oddly enough, yeah.
Give me Kyle McCord.
Even if they do something, who are they going to sign? Kirk?
Yeah, I think
that's got an arm.
Right. That's the kind of give me McCord here to Cleveland.
All right. I don't hate that at all. 502. Let's go with Isaiah Bond, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, by way of Texas, 5th round draft pick. It's going to be a stash for a minute, probably.
Yep. Likely fell in this due to the off-field stuff that he's facing right now.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what, dude? I don't care. This is a player that I love. I loved him in college. Give me Jake Brenningstool from Clemson going to the Dallas Cowboys in the 7th round.
It's interesting.
I mean, good player. Um, good. I think a decent situation to step up into. Um, Dependable chain mover. But we'll see what happens, man. It's a 5th round pick.
Let me see if I can get some Brashard Smith 6th round draft capital from the Baltimore Ravens here at the 504. I know I like Ollie Gordon, but if anybody's going to get work this year, it's going to be Brashard potentially catching balls out of the backfield or being a versatile piece. Former wide receiver from Miami, 6th round pick to the Ravens by way of SMU.
What was Crab's reasoning for taking LaQuint Allen Jr. here to the Miami Dolphins? He's the biggest Miami Dolphins fan. He probably thinks he could be a fit somehow.
Some type of, I mean, he's definitely not as fast as any of these guys.
But I mean, he can catch though, right? I mean, isn't that what people like most about him?
I mean, what do you have? 64 catches?
16% market share.
There you go. Did not run. I don't like it. Donovan Edwards was available to draft. Woody Marks was available to draft.
Yeah. Give me LaQuint Allen.
All right. That's the last running back that was drafted here at the 505. The 506. The 506. I'm going to go ahead and take Tez Johnson for no reason. He went to Seattle Seahawks in the 4th round.
I was thinking he kind of looks like the next Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he's even 20 pounds lighter. But Tez Johnson, 4th round draft capital.
He's certainly going to want to go down after. He's certainly going to want to make the business decisions and not take the big hits like Tyler Lockett did.
Yeah.
He can get open with the gadgety little stuff over the middle too. I mean, I think that it's fine. Just now I'm just looking at, where are there spots where
this team you have has Caleb Johnson, Cam Ward, Jaden Blue, and Kyle Williams.
It has Caleb Johnson. Who else?
Cam Ward, Jaden Blue, and Kyle Williams.
Gosh, I would hate that to come out of this Dynasty rookie mock with that team. But it just goes to show you the gross landing spots. Is this thing called like rookie mock with gross landing spots?
Probably.
It'd probably be a good title. It's gross. Give me the next starting quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams, dude. I'll take Tyler Shuck. They spent day 2 draft capital on Tyler Shuck out of Louisville / Texas Tech / Oregon / whatever else. But maybe he'll be able to start by the time he's 28 years old if Stafford gets another year or two.
I'm going to take a Rondé Gadsden from Syracuse, 6th round tight end to the Broncos. Sit behind Evan Ingram for 2 weeks until he gets hurt and then get an opportunity to play potentially in year 1. A Rondé Gadsden the 2nd, Denver Broncos 6th round pick at the 508.
I'm gonna take Jackson Hawes, the tight end out of Georgia Tech. We're gonna send he goes to the Houston Texans in round 5 of this draft. Not really much to compete through there in that room, and the attachment with the young quarterback a little bit up in the air as far as what's going on with some of the receiving options there too. We don't know how long Tank Dell is going to be before he gets back, et cetera, et cetera. So give me Jackson Hawes, and we'll see where we can go from there.
I think I'm stuck between 2 guys. I'm just going to take, give me Dante Thornton, 6th round pick, Cleveland Browns, Tennessee Volunteers here at the 5'10". Dante Thornton's the guy that ran the 4.30 at 6'4", 205. 3.74 yards per out run. We'll see what happens. I mean, he can stretch the field better than anybody on that roster right now. So let's go with it.
Is this my last pick?
Correct. This team is Dylan Sampson, Cam Scattaboo, Savion Williams, Jordan James.
All right. Well, this is going to be easy for me. Going to go tight end here. Luke Lachey from Iowa going to the Kansas City Chiefs in the 7th round. To me, Travis Kelce, getting old. I know that they have guys behind him that people are very interested in, the Noah Grays of the world, stuff like that. What was it, Jared Wiley last year that they took? But take a chance on an Iowa tight end that could possibly land himself in some Travis Kelce-esque role attached to Patrick Mahomes. We'll see what happens there. And we have a drum roll now. Cody, let's get you out on this.
The last pick of the draft.
You have the honor of picking Mr. Irrelevant here.
5'12", the last pick of the draft. A guy that rushed for over 2,000 yards, 36 rushing touchdowns.
Hold on. He's not on the list.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good. Pretty good. 18-5 record the last couple of years. Quarterback from Notre Dame. The next quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. If something goes wrong, or maybe if they just want to pivot, Riley Leonard to the Carolina Panthers.
This is Anthony Richardson, and you're listening to Roster Watch.
This is AJ Brown, and you're listening to Roster Watch.
This is Josh Allen, and you're listening to Roster Watch.